They called her beautiful, irresistible, and deadly. By sunrise her lovers shared her bed. By breakfast they lost their heads. Welcome to Unholy Histories, where we uncover the dark secrets they never taught you at school. Our story takes place in the shadowy courts of Europe. Whispers spread of a queen whose beauty enchanted kings, nobles and knights alike. But for those who fell under her spell, passion came with a price. The ultimate price, death. Imagine a ruler so feared that men willingly risked their lives for a single night in her chambers. She promised passion, but offered only punishment. By dawn guards dragged her lovers away, and by breakfast their heads rolled beneath the blade. But why? Was she a monster, a victim, or simply a woman refusing to be controlled? Some say she feared betrayal. Others believed she was cursed by the stars. In an age where women were pawns, she turned the game on its head. Ruling with lust, fear and blood, her court became infamous. Noble families whispered that sons who entered her chambers never returned. Diplomats trembled, knights hesitated, yet many still lined up at her door. Desire outweighed reason. The queen had become both goddess and executioner, yet behind closed doors, a different story unfolded. Men entered her chambers willingly, eager for her embrace. But few emerged to tell the tale. Legends speak of a queen cloaked in darkness, her beauty as deadly as a viper's kiss. She ruled with an iron fist and a heart of ice, her touch both thrilling and terrifying. For those who dared to love her, there was only one fate, a tomb beneath the cold, hard stone. Was she a queen or a curse? History blurs, leaving us to wonder about her enigmatic allure. Yet through the ages, her chilling story survived, reminding us that some secrets are best left buried. You might have heard stories like this before, tales of seductive women who lured men to their doom. But what if I told you there might be more to this legend than meets the eye? Let me take you on a journey back in time to uncover the truth behind the myth. In the dimly lit halls of a medieval castle, amidst flickering candlelight and shadows cast by suits of armor, rumors swirled like a tempest. Whispers echoed through the corridors, weaving tales of a queen whose beauty was matched only by her ruthlessness. Her name, a whisper on the wind, a secret hidden behind a veil of fear. Some called her Isabella, others spoke of Isadora. Yet all agreed on one thing: her allure was a dangerous game. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the kingdom, men gathered at the castle gates. Lords, knights, and bards, each drawn to the enigma that was the queen. They came seeking an audience, a chance to win her favor, and perhaps, just perhaps, to catch a glimpse of the legendary queen. Isabella or Isadora, shrouded in mystery, her face veiled, her presence commanding respect and terror in equal measure. She resided in a tower at the edge of the kingdom, a fortress of solitude and secrets. Within its cold stone walls, men vanished without a trace, becoming mere footnotes in the legend of the queen, each suitor hoping to be the one to capture her heart, unaware that they too would soon become part of her chilling tale. They ventured forth armed not with swords but with words and music, hoping to woo her with tales of valor and verse. As the moon climbed higher in the night sky, they stood before the imposing oak doors, their hearts pounding with a mixture of anticipation and dread, for once inside, there was no turning back. If the queen deigned to accept them, they would spend the night in her chambers. But should she find them wanting, their chances of leaving alive were slim to none. With trembling hands, they knocked, and when the doors creaked open, they were met with the sight of two guards, their faces grim, their eyes betraying no emotion. One word hung heavy in the air: enter, and the suitors stepped inside, their fates hanging in the balance. They found themselves in a cavernous hall, its grandeur both breathtaking and intimidating. Tapestries depicting scenes of a bygone era adorned the walls, and suits of armor stood sentinel, guarding secrets best left undisturbed. At the far end, a throne of obsidian loomed, its surface polished to a mirror sheen, reflecting the flickering light from the torches held by unseen hands, and upon it sat the queen, an enigma cloaked in darkness, her beauty a weapon, her smile a promise of untold dangers. Her eyes, pools of fathomless depths, seemed to pierce through the bravado of her suitors, reading their very souls. As the men advanced, their voices echoing in the vast hall, the queen remained motionless, her gaze unwavering, assessing, judging. When they were close enough, she spoke, her voice like velvet, yet laced with steel. You come seeking my favor, my lords, but know this: my affections are a perilous game. Those who enter my chambers rarely leave to tell the tale. A chill ran down their spines, but their resolve wavered not. One by one they presented their gifts, hoping to impress the enigmatic monarch. There were lute players, poets, minstrels, each hoping to capture her attention and win her favor. But as the night wore on, they sensed a growing darkness in the queen's demeanor. Her smile became a mere shadow of its former self, and her eyes, once captivating, now seemed filled with a haunting sadness. Then, as the clock tower chimed the witching hour, the queen rose from her throne. She moved with a grace that belied her sorrow, gliding through the hall towards a heavy oak door. "Follow me," she beckoned, her voice echoing with a newfound urgency. The men exchanged nervous glances, their courage tested, but as they followed her deeper into the labyrinthine castle, they knew there was no turning back. The queen led them through a series of winding corridors, their torches casting grotesque shadows that danced and writhed along the walls. The air grew heavy with the scent of decay, and a strange mist began to seep from the cracks in the stones. Finally, they arrived before a massive iron-studded door, its surface emblazoned with scenes of great hunts and battles long past. With a voice that shook the very foundations of the castle, the queen commanded, "Open the gates." And as the massive doors swung inward, they were met with the sight of a dungeon, dark and dank, reeking of stale waste and despair. Men huddled in the corners, their faces drawn and haggard, their eyes devoid of hope. Some begged for mercy, others cursed the queen's name. And as the men looked deeper into the abyss, they saw a glimmer of recognition in some of the prisoners' eyes. They had failed too, succumbing to the queen's sinister game. With a cruel twist of her lips, the queen turned to her new captives. "Welcome to my court. Here, gentlemen, you will learn the true cost of my affection. For in my realm, desire and death dance hand in hand." As the realization dawned on their faces, a collective gasp escaped their lips. They understood now the folly of their actions, the peril of their pursuit. Yet some, consumed by desire, refused to yield. They argued with the queen, pleading for a second chance, begging to be allowed to leave and warn others of the danger that lay within her grasp. But the queen was unmoved. Her resolve hardened, her heart turned to ice. She had played this game before, and knew its rules all too well. For her, love was a battlefield, and only the strongest could claim victory. With a flick of her wrist, guards descended upon the dissenters, binding their arms and legs with rough ropes, their pleas for mercy echoing through the dungeon. But the queen listened not. She watched with cold detachment as they were dragged away, knowing their fate was sealed. In the depths of her dungeon, the men faced their final moments. Some prayed, others cursed. Their voices, once loud and proud, now reduced to desperate whispers as the darkness closed in around them. And when the queen departed, leaving behind the echoes of their despair, their fate was sealed within those four cold, damp walls. Yet despite the horrors that unfolded, some still dared to dream of winning her favor. They sought to unravel the enigma that was the queen, driven by a thirst for knowledge and an insatiable curiosity. But as the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the true cost of such pursuits became clear. For every suitor who stepped forward, another life was extinguished, another soul claimed by the darkness that surrounded the queen. With each passing day, the castle grew quieter, the halls emptier, as those who dared to resist the queen's chilling rule met their demise. The legends tell us that her reign of terror continued unabated, leaving nothing but whispers and shadows in her wake. The queen who executed her lovers before breakfast became more than a ruler. She became a warning, a myth, a legend. But what do you think? Do you believe she really lived? Or is she just a story designed to scare men in power? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, because next week I'll be bringing you another dark truth they tried to erase. Until then, stay curious and keep learning, because in this twisted tale, the truth is often stranger than fiction.